Hey, Matt. We can see you, Matt. We have always been watching you.
Matt looked around frightened, the seeping sunset giving into his fears. He didn't want to be out at night, especially when a voice was around. But where? He stood in the middle of his field, the tomato plant's vines creating walls from each crop row to another, creating easy places for anyone to hide, even a group hiding.
Don't walk away from my friend. He was being friendly to you. Don't you humans have any kind of welcomeness to a new friend?
Show yourselves and we can be friends.
Matt yelled out, scared and confused from where this second voice had come from.
You have to find us, Matt.
The first voice said mockingly,
How come it is so easy for us to see you, but impossible for you to see us? It's like you're not even looking.
The second voice mockingly said. Matt tightened his grip on his shovel, himself looking up at the metal spade that he was preparing to defend himself with, which he hopefully thought he wouldn't have to. Matt kept walking among the rows, his feet sinking into the mud as the persistent days of rain beat the soil. He knew running would be a pain, his boots already soaked and covered in mud, plus it had been years since he had ran. He then felt something on his foot, grabbing him and yanking. Matt threw his body forward, trying to stay up, but eventually face-palming into the mud. His clothes were soaked and he looked back, the row behind him empty. His breath shook as he glanced around, finding anyone or anything that could have tripped him. He looked down the row, the green tomato vine now in frame, half buried in the mud.
When did that get there?
He said to himself. He took a few steps back, then hearing,
You do know how to walk, right? I know for you humans that's a basic thing, but it doesn't look like you're very good at it.
Matt was now sick of the voices, turning around and bolting down the row, eventually reaching his farm a half a mile later.
Yes, police. I need you here now. There's someone in the fields. They are trespassing on my land, and I need them gone. Now got that? Now.
Matt went. 10 minutes passed and police were now on the scene, trekking through the rows where Matt had been.
Oh, look, the farmer brought some friends.
A voice called out to the group. 3 officers shining their lights into a plant, trying to discover where it had come from.
There's probably 5 of them in this field, and they still can't find us.
Another voice mockingly went.
Let's give them a hand. La 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 la.
La 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 la.
The voices went musically, remaining undetected from the officers in the field.
So a group of officers got called out yesterday to a field. Some guy was hearing voices, and when the officers got there, they started to hear the voices too. They spent 2 hours searching the property, never finding out who made them. Apparently they got taunted too, heard that there was a whole sing-along they were doing. But hey, nothing old Dip and Nick can't solve, right?
Dip said sarcastically, annoyed that he had already driven 5 hours, to now reach our destination in the middle of nowhere in another 5 hours. I didn't respond to Dip, not giving in to how much he hated these types of situations. And there was no speaker they found? Or maybe a radio making the voices they heard? I asked him, trying to get some idea of what it could be.
No, but I like the way your head is thinking. They found nothing but the farmer's tomato plants, neatly rowed up. No electronics, no footprints, hell, probably not even any bugs.
We arrived to the farm in midday, Matt, the farmer, pulling into the farm behind us, coming from a hotel he had stayed the night at, scared to sleep when officers couldn't find the thing that had spoken to him. He led us to the field, the muddy steps still imprinted on the ground, now more and more broken from the foot traffic of workers who had begun to pluck the grown tomatoes off their vines.
It's the time of the year for harvest. These crops will be sold at the local farmer's market. You guys should make it after you figure this case out. Best beef sticks, homegrown butter, and my personal favorite with a little bias, these plump tomatoes. Here, have one, on the house.
Matt went, plucking one off the vine and placing it into my hand. I took a bite off it, the inside feeling gushy, but tasting good. I proceeded to finish it as Dip continues to ask Matt questions.
Well, when is the farmer's market going to happen?
We are going to open tomorrow. Should have pretty good business. Last year sold out on day 2 for the season, but this year we upped our production. Even got these new growth hormones we have been giving our plants. Give this town the best and biggest tomatoes they have ever seen.
Matt replied, Dip continuing to walk down the row speaking with him.
You're not going to hurt us. Please, what would your mother think of that?
A voice went in the back of her mind. She looked behind her, the produce that Dale had dropped off this morning sitting there unbothered. I must be hearing things was the only thing she could think to herself.
You know, if you stopped eating less, it would make you more attractive. Isn't that what's his name? Tommy always tells you to do.
Allie looked around again. Again, nothing in her view from where the sound had come from.
Brandon, have you seen anyone else in the kitchen with us?
She called out, a quick reply coming from her partner chef.
It's just us back here, Al, unless Tammy is back now, but she sounded pretty sick on the phone.
Allie nodded, then went back to dicing up the meat, preparing to serve it.
I am going to take meal 7 to its table. I'll be back in a GIF.
Allie now called out to Brandon, taking the BLT out with her.
Hello, sir. Here is your meal. Is there anything else I can get for you today?
She asked the man upon reaching the booth.
No, miss, and thank you for what you do.
He went, dismissing Allie, who went back to the kitchen.
I bet he would treat you better than Tommy. And he was cute too. Looked to make decent money, right?
A voice came into Allie's ears the moment she got back into the kitchen.
Who is saying that?
Allie blurted out, making Brandon stop cooking his meal and peer over.
You doing okay, Allie? No one said anything back here since you got here. Please don't go crazy on me. I can't have the task of taking care of the kitchen by myself.
I'm fine. Sorry. I just thought I heard something.
Allie responded, Brandon now going back to his meal.
Well, Brandon now thinks you're crazy. Do you think it was crazy when you killed it? What if he decides to kill you? I bet he does. Not unless you do it first.
Another voice went. Allie not being able to comprehend what was saying these words and why.
At least threaten him. Show him you can defend yourself. Else I think I'll watch it as he attacks you.
The voice went, prompting Allie to take action.
Nick, we have to go. There was an incident at a local diner. Matt, it was good speaking with you. Thank you for the information, and let us know if you hear anything else.
Dip went, now getting to the car and waiting for me, driving off as soon as I closed the passenger door beside me.
I heard a voice. It said Brandon was going to attack me. I believed it, so I went up to him, held my knife, and told him I was armed. He then went toward me, and I swung, hitting him. I guess his cry for help alerted the police and eventually you guys. They think I am going crazy. Brandon doesn't even know why I attacked him. But there was a voice telling me to, and I listened.
Allie went, nearly sobbing as she finished her story, putting a tissue up to her eye with her handcuffs still attached.
Who else could have been in the kitchen?
Dip now asked.
Tammy could have, but it wasn't her voice. Plus, she was out sick today too. The only other person in the kitchen is Dale, but he only delivers produce in the morning, and he already made his delivery.
Allie replied.
What do you mean by produce?
Dip questioned.
Yes, produce, like the lettuce, olives, tomatoes, cucumbers. All of it's grown locally. It's part of what makes our food so great.
Allie went.
Interesting. What other places does Dale deliver to?
We are having spaghetti tonight, Dale.
Susie called up to where Dale was, lying in his bed.
I am even making our own sauce with the produce you brought home today.
Susie announced again, a little irritated that she didn't receive a response.
He's asleep, and your loud, annoying voice isn't going to help that.
A voice rang in Susie's ear.
Yeah, look around, you dumb klutz. You have no idea where I came from, do you? Just another woman in the kitchen, without a clue.
The voice went again, mockingly. Susie was now annoyed, trying to find anything that could lead to the source of the annoying voice. A ring from the doorbell interrupted her hunt. She answered it, seeing Dip and Nick on her porch.
This may be a strange question, but today has been a strange day. Have you heard any voices today you can't explain?
Dip went, which Susie nodded her head to.
Where?
Dip asked, which Susie allowed us inside, leading to the kitchen where the tomatoes on the counter stood. Dip went over to them, picking one up and examining it. He then looked at the other two on the counter.
Can I take these off your hands for the night?
Dip then asked.
I was going to make pasta sauce with them, but I always keep a spare in the fridge. A little old, but it should do.
Great. My partner here can spend some time with you if that's okay. Make sure the voices you heard are completely gone.
Okay, but what are you going to do with those tomatoes?
She asked.
Just a little Q&A.
Dip responded. Dip set them on the dresser of the hotel room.
So which one of you wants to talk first? Or do I need to do some poking to get what I want?
He went. The room was quiet. Dip now getting the sense that he was going to talk to himself for the foreseeable future.
If you poke me, I will poke you. Maybe poke you into shape?
A voice went. Dip now looking at the tomato in front of him, a small face appearing.
How in the world are you speaking?
Dip asked, amazed and his face in shock at what he was seeing.
Beats me. I think your people call it unexplained phenomenon. Or you may call it something different, since you were used to all of these types of encounters a few years back.
The voice went.
How do you know about that?
Dip asked angrily.
We have your memories, that's how we talk. What you know and what I know is shared, and boy is it dark. Makes Allie's mind look like the burning sun in comparison.
So what do you want? Why are you doing this?
Well, we don't really have an end goal. We are just tomatoes. We have no hands or no way to get around. We are just stuck. I guess we could make a friend, have them move us around, but making fun of you humans and seeing the confusion on your faces are so much better.
Yeah, you guys are real dumbos when you don't know what's going on.
Another voice went.
Well, I hope it was worth it. Think I will make a sauce after I squish you too.
Wow, you really are a monster, and I would have thought your friend would be worse, but you two may be on the same level.
The voice continued.
What friend?
You know the friend. It surprises me, though, you haven't told you, partner, especially when it deals with something close to him. I wonder how mad he will be when he finds out that his experiment worked. You really think you can hold a secret like that forever?
The voice went, knowing Dip wasn't going to have a good response to its statement. He pounded the talking tomato, the inside splattering on the dresser, then the same with the second one. He looked at the mess he had created, now picking up his phone and calling.
I am going to pick you up in 20. Then we are done for the night. Got it?
Dip went. 20 minutes later, Dip came and picked me up in front of Susie's house. Tomato sauce still on my lips from the meal she had made for me and Dale. The next morning, we awoke early, standing outside the farmer's market before it had even opened. I didn't know what we were doing there. Even more confused from the fact that Dip was holding a sack of around $3,000 which he had taken from the bank at 5 a.m. As soon as the gates opened, however, Dip rushed inside, almost searching for something. A couple minutes later, his search would become successful, landing himself in front of Matt's produce section. He tossed the bag of money on the table in front of Matt, then saying,
Every tomato you have.
You sure? We have around 2,000 we are planning to sell today.
Matt replied. Then opening the bag, seeing the bills and looking at Dip, nodding his head without a second question. The tomato then clung off the metal sign as I reached for another tomato in the box, one of the 7 we had in the back, which we had taken from Matt's booth. Why are we doing this? I asked him.
You guys want me to be a better human. Here is your chance. I am going to tell him the truth, but I need him to be able to believe.
He said, not directly at me, but at something else. A moment passed, another flung tomato hitting the 45-mile-per-hour speed limit side, the inside spilling on the gravel road.
We can be here all day. It doesn't matter to me. I don't mind destroying all of you.
Dip said, tossing another tomato.
I'll talk.
A voice then came, coming from the box beside Dip's feet. He reached down, picking out a tomato and tossing it to me. I examined it, a face coming on it as I shook in place, startled.
Well, don't be so rude, kid. I am not that ugly. Oh, right, talking tomato. Your partner doesn't do a good job on all the weird sci-fi things that go on, does he?
I looked at Dip, understanding the point the speaking tomato was getting at, setting it down. You knew about all the crazy stuff that was happening, didn't you? You understood it all. I shouted at him, the tomato showing a scared face expression.
Calm down, Nick, at least for now. You don't want to be angry when you meet him.
Dip responded. Who, Dip? Who? I yelled. Then seeing the smaller, dark figure stand in the middle of the gravel road approaching.